I want to share with you a few chapters in the story of our church, particularly as it pertains to our part in carrying on the family business of actively reaching into our community to share God's love. Next year will be our 100th year as a church. 100 years. In 1919, Woodrow Wilson was president. The U.S. population was 105 million, compared to about 325 million today. Dial telephones were introduced by the American Telephone and Telegraph Company. For those who like sports, which is I'm one of them, the Reds beat the White Sox in the World Series. The college football national championship was shared by Harvard, Illinois, and Texas A&M. The Stanley Cup was a no decision due to the influenza epidemic. The NFL wouldn't even be created until a year later in 1920. There were race riots in 26 U.S. cities, as well as wars and rumors of war. In June of that year, 13 people met in a home on Detroit Street, and JaxNaz Church took root. Those roots would be transplanted into various locations throughout the years as lives were changed and growth occurred. Some of you remember a few of the moves along the way. In 1995, we moved to our current location. Many of us only know of life at 3905 Clinton Road. Every move and every step of courage and faith was serious business. Activity requiring time and effort and sacrifice, usually with the avoidance of distractions. From the beginning, our business as a church, our activity has always been others focused. We've moved forward by faith, reached 1,000 by the year 2000, and built for those to come, driven by the belief that everyone ought to know Jesus, and that once they know Him, they ought to know Him better. There has never been a huge emphasis on our comfort or playing it safe. We have been on mission, on the move, because God is on the move. We do what we see the Father doing. One of our next moves in the family business is to plant a church in September 2019, our 100th year. Over the last year, we've talked about Found Church and Pastor Chris Heidenberg. We've had meetings to share vision and gain support. A core team has been formed, as well as more than 50 individuals ready to be a part of the launch team.
The earliest Christians knew what Jesus meant when He told them to go and make disciples. It meant seeking the lost so that they could be found in Him. So they went. Today is no different. Jesus is still sending His disciples to seek the lost so that they can be found in Him. Why? Well, sure, because Jesus tells us to, but something else compels us as well. The same message of salvation and freedom that Jesus shared with His earliest followers, the message the earliest church took to the world, that we embrace today, this message is meant for all people. And that includes the 111,000 people in Jackson County alone with no religious affiliation. And now, while JaxNaz is ready to receive the lost, the truth of the matter is, most lost people won't come to us. So we must go to them. Church plants typically grow 12 times faster than established churches. Plus, 60 to 80% of people who attend a planted church are new believers. That means church plants just reach more lost people than established churches do. So we're going. Found Church officially launches September 8th, 2019, but our active reach starts today. We who have been found by Christ have also been sent to find and seek others so that they would be found in Him.